Okay, today we're going to take a classic Italian pasta dish and turn it into something truly sublime. We're talking about conchiglie alla ricotta. We're going to break down the technique behind it and show you how just a few simple, humble ingredients can create something you'll want to make again and again.
And that's really the big question here, isn't it? How can just pasta, ricotta, and some tomato sauce become a dish that's, well, unforgettable? The secret isn't about adding more stuff. It's all about mastering the technique.
You know, this quote right here, it's pretty much the soul of Italian home cooking. It's this whole philosophy that proves you don't need a crazy long ingredient list to get incredible flavor. It's really about respecting the ingredients and knowing exactly what to do with them. Right, so before we jump into how to make it, we really need to understand the why. Every single component in this dish has a job to do. It was chosen for a very specific reason. So let's break down our three heroes: the pasta, the ricotta, and the sauce. First up, the pasta. We're using conchiglie or shells, and trust me, the shape is everything. That curved inside, it's the perfect little cup for holding the creamy ricotta, and the ridges on the outside, they grab onto that tomato sugo. It's just a perfect marriage of form and function. Next, we have the absolute star of the show, ricotta. This isn't just some background player. It is the heart and soul of the sauce. But, and this is a big but, not all ricotta is created equal. Choosing the right one is absolutely critical if you want that luxurious, creamy texture we're aiming for. So when you're at the store, here's what you do. Flip the container over and actually look at the label. You want to see a really short ingredient list. Just milk, salt, and some kind of acid like vinegar. It should taste fresh, milky. You want to avoid the ones with gums and stabilizers because they can give you a really chalky or watery texture. And that's not what we want. And our final hero is the Sugo, a super simple tomato sauce. We're not mixing it in, we're just spooning it right over the top. This gives you this bright, acidic contrast to the rich, creamy ricotta. That way, you get a perfect blend of both flavors in every single bite. All right, so we know our ingredients, but now we get to the real secret. There is one element, something that most people just pour down the drain, that completely transforms this dish. This is the key that unlocks that perfectly silky restaurant-quality sauce. I mean, think about it. You've got this thick, sometimes kind of grainy ricotta sitting in a bowl. How in the world do you turn that into a smooth, luxurious cream that can perfectly coat every single piece of pasta? The answer is probably not what you're thinking. This. Starchy pasta water. This stuff is the liquid gold of Italian cooking. That cloudy water that you usually just pour down the drain, it is the single most important ingredient for creating this sauce. Seriously, it changes everything. And here's why it's so magical. First, it thins the ricotta out, but more importantly, the starch that's released from the pasta acts as an emulsifier. It basically binds the fat from the cheese and the water together. This is what prevents a grainy mess and creates that velvety texture. Plus, since the water is salty, it seasons the sauce from the inside out. So now that you're in on the secret, putting it all together is actually incredibly simple. We're going to walk through the 3 key steps to bring this dish home, and you'll see exactly where this liquid gold comes into play. Here's the whole game plan. First, cook your pasta in really salty water and pull it out a minute or two early so it can finish cooking in the sauce. Now, the most critical part here is to reserve that pasta water before you drain it. While that's cooking, you're going to vigorously stir that hot pasta water, and it needs to be hot, into your ricotta until it gets smooth like cream. Finally, drain the pasta and immediately fold it into that ricotta. You plate it, top it with the warm sugo, and serve it right away for the absolute best texture. So, how much do you save? Reserve at least 120 milliliters, which is about half a cup of that hot pasta water. You might not end up using all of it, but having extra is your insurance policy. It lets you adjust the consistency of the sauce until it is absolutely perfect. So you've totally mastered the technique. Now let's kind of zoom out and talk a little bit about where this dish even comes from, and of course, how you can start making it your own. This dish is a perfect example of what's known as cucina povera, or peasant cooking. Now, this philosophy, it was born out of necessity, but it's not about deprivation at all. It's about creativity. It's about elevating simple, affordable ingredients through pure skill, like turning simple ricotta into a luxurious sauce without needing any expensive cream or aged cheeses. It's just smart. And hey, while it's amazing just as it is, you can easily customize it. A little lemon zest stirred into the ricotta brightens the whole thing up. Some freshly torn basil, a good crack of black pepper, or a dusting of sharp pecorino cheese are all fantastic additions that really stay true to the spirit of the dish.
And if you're looking for a great wine pairing, you're going to want something with some good acidity to cut through all that richness. For reds, a Chianti Classico is a fantastic choice. And if you're a white wine person, a crisp Vermentino works beautifully.
At the end of the day, this dish is really a lesson in a philosophy. It's about respecting your ingredients, paying close attention to the details, like saving that pasta water, and just trusting that simple can be absolutely extraordinary.
You know, this technique of using starchy pasta water to build a sauce can be used for so many other dishes. It's a fundamental skill that really unlocks a whole new world of flavor. So, that just leaves one final question. Now that you understand the power of technique, what simple dish will you master next?